Hi, folks. I have a friend who does a lot of diamond painting, and she is so far has done so much on hers, and I am so far behind. I mean, she cranks out 1 to 2 a week, and I need to get a couple done. I mean, I'm still working on this first one. I think Lottie had asked about the dragons I have. Well, they're all in storage right now. So, yeah, I thought I would work on it a little bit. I do have some spots I need to fill in here, then to work on the eyes, that kind of thing, and move down a little as I go. So, thought I would have you join me while I do that. Just thought we would talk a little bit. I had watched Mama Kayla this morning. I was trying to catch up on her videos this morning because I've been so far behind anyway. And I gotta tell you, I was a little shocked at what I was hearing, because she was talking about folks that had actually left some mean comments on her channel. And I'm not sure why people think that that is necessary. And quite frankly, it's uncalled for. So, yeah, it upset me a little bit because Mama Kayla is one of the best people around. You know what I mean? I mean, why would you give her grief because she can't crochet the way she used to? I mean, let's stop being jerks about it and, you know, let her do what she can do. So, yeah, I found that a little upsetting. I think my wax is a little on the hard side here. May need to pull that out. And I think what I will do, take a little bit on this one. I do need to put some X's in there and fill a couple of X holes. X's with some drills there. But I don't know if it's the heat. It's got people thinking that they can be just ugly. You know? But it's sad when people think it's absolutely okay to be ugly to someone. I need to get that in there a little bit better. But she doesn't need that negativity, so, you know, I think we all need to rally around her. Regardless, I know, I will tell you, I have not ever considered doing art the way that Mama Kayla does. I thought you couldn't mix art, and then here comes, you know, not only Llama Mama, where we have Summer of Summer Stitches, who she, quite frankly, did the painting, where she'd also added crochet into her painting, and I thought, wow, that's amazing. I would like to do some more things like that. Crochet is an art. It is just one of the arts. I know that I have enjoyed watching Kayla do a lot of her different artworks. I do find one of the things that she does absolutely interesting, and that is the photographs that she takes with the dolls. You know, because she sets them up in like a scene, and that in itself is artwork and should be applauded. Things have changed for Llama Mama over the years. Health has degraded, and we need to be a little more tolerant of things like that. And if you're there for just a crochet, well, then when you see it's not a crochet video, move on. I don't know why people think they need to leave ugly comments, but yeah, I found that a little disheartening. That's the one I had watched this morning. I have her dolls. I'd started watching it, and that one had for some reason showed up, and I thought, let me go watch this one first, and then I'll go back and watch the dolls, where she did the paper dolls for her journaling. Hey, I never thought of adding paper dolls to my journaling. Yeah, sometimes things are not as they seem, you know what I mean? But I thought that was rather interesting, using paper dolls in your journaling. And I'll tell you why. On every Friday morning, I go to most Friday mornings, I go to a prayer group in someone's home. And in this home, we pray for our community and needs that we're seeing and all that kind of stuff. But we were talking about journaling. I don't know if you journal your prayers. I do journal some of my prayers. Not all of them, but I do journal most of them. And, personal prayers. Or prayers for certain people, that kind of thing. But we were talking about, doing those kind of journals, that kind of thing. And about how she was convicted about that maybe it was also time to journal a verse. Just a biblical verse every once in a while in the journal. And she said that she had basically started doing that on a daily basis. And I thought, that's a good idea. And basically, it was because it is a piece of heritage to leave behind for her grandchildren, great-grands, those kind of things. And you never know how much that will affect that child, seeing that they had been prayed for, and then also seeing the Bible verse, because there is this saying that you should pray the Bible, and using it. But I'd never thought of using paper dolls in my journaling. And I thought, why not? Why not do some of this stuff? And I looked to Kayla. She is an inspiration to me. Not only because of the hardship, the things that she has gone through, but because of her tenacity to just pick up and continue on, doing what she can do the best way that she can do it. And that, my girl, I give my hat off to you, because I can tell you what, I know that for a long time, when I had my gastroparesis, I was not crocheting, I was not knitting. I would sit and watch TV, and that's all I did. That is all I did for probably a year and a half, because I was so upset about the things that were changing. I couldn't really eat food, because generally it would come right back up, and quite honestly, that is no fun. So, I gave up on a lot of things that I enjoyed. And there came a point when I thought, why am I doing this? Why am I letting this control me? So I picked up and I said, nope, I'm not going to do it. Not going to let it control me. I love crochet. I'm going to go back into my crochet. I'm going to knit. I'm going to do the things that I have enjoyed doing for quite some time. And I'm going to continue to work on those things. So then I get into YouTube and I'm, watching YouTube, watching mostly Crystal a bag a day because, I'm more interested in crochet. And I did watch a lot of that, watched her every day as she would do a bag. And then I would do some of the bags, some of them I didn't do. But then along the way, I decided, I don't know why there are not very many crochet channels. Of course, there was Crystal a Bag a Day, and there was Crochet Geek. But a lot of hers were just showing you how to do the stitches. And, that's fine, but I already knew how to do stitches. Although some of the stitches that Crystal showed me I'd never seen before. So, I just learned along with her. And then I thought, I'm going along, I'm doing all this thing. And I thought, why don't I do a crochet channel? Just do some crochet. Because I love crochet. And then I started doing that, and I started seeing all these other people that were coming along. I was watching a lot of knitting channels. And, knitting channels have always had these podcasts or, shows where they show off their makes and all that kind of stuff. And I thought, that's great and dandy, but as crocheters, we need some crochet. So I decided I'd start doing that. And like I said, along the way, then all these people started coming in. And I found Llama Mama. And really enjoyed her channel. And along the way, she talked about losing her fingers. And I was like, wow. And I know people who have lupus. My boys had a friend that had lupus. And yes, I did say had, because she did pass away from complications of her lupus. And that was really sad for my boys because she was a beautiful soul. So when I saw Kayla, my first thought was, man, she reminds me so much of this young lady. Because regardless of what was going on with her life, she continued to fight. She continued to do what she could, as much as she could, throughout her entire lifetime. And so yeah, she was a very big influence to me. And then just seeing everything that Kayla has gone through. She amazes me. I find her to be inspirational, not only because of the crochet, but because of the art that she does. She does some amazing artwork. And I think that's what I enjoyed about Kayla the most, is the art that she does. She doesn't keep it to just crochet. She involves us in every bit of her life. Her struggles, her artwork, her interest. So, I love that. And to find that video where she was talking about the negative comments and how hurtful they were, and to hear her break down broke my heart. It did. It broke my heart, folks. She absolutely does not deserve that. So I don't know whether people just got their mean genes on or what. But I would hope that they would simmer down. Stop being such jerks. And like I said, so many of us have so many interests. Beading, spinning, knitting, artwork. I love watching Kayla and all the artwork that she does. I find it amazing. So, like I said, if you don't like what someone's putting out on their channel, move on. Move on. There's no reason to leave an ugly comment. Just move. And I'm one of those. I have had some ugly comments on my channel. I leave them up for people to see. Why? Because there was a reason you felt that you needed to leave that for me. But not only that, I don't mind for others to see the way that you are. You be you, I'll be me. So, yeah. So my plan after I get through with a little bit of this diamond painting is go finish up watching the video of Kayla with the dolls, paper dolls, just because I find that interesting. I never thought to add paper dolls to my journals. Well, what a fun way to express yourself with paper dolls. I know I used to love playing with paper dolls when I was a kid. And I would imagine I'll enjoy playing with them as an adult. Okay. I do know that Crystal, a bag a day, she's got those, she showed the video with the first blankets, Afghans that are going up for the auction. Man, they are stunning. I do have one that I want to bid on, but I'll probably get tapped out pretty early. But who knows? You never know. And every bit of it goes for a good cause. No kill shelter. So that right there is a bonus if you ask me. And yes, folks, I could use the other end. This end. It's got the extras. I do have other tips over here I could add if I wanted to do a nice big row, but I don't think I want to do that right now. So, yeah. So, I'd left the cat treats down the other day, and these cats went to town on those treats. I found the remnant of the bag and nothing else. And I had a good laugh because I was like, well, at least you had a good time eating those treats. At least I know you liked them. Normally I put them up in the pantry, but for some reason I didn't do it that night. And these guys just had a heyday with it. I mean, a heyday. They went hog wild. They had a blast. I'm not so sure that they were thrilled with the next treats I got. These were a soft treat, and the ones that I have now, they have a hard, but then they have a soft center. So I don't know if they're going to like them or not, but you know what? We'll see how that goes, right? All right, guys. We'll move on to the next color. I need to fill in these, so that color is a, what is that? I'm not seeing it on this. Oh, there it is. A4s. Need to get some of that filled in there, so I'm going to line up a few beads and see where we can go. Oh, you're just not picking up any wax. Sometimes these can be a kind of pain in the butt. And we'll pick up 2. Get 3 in there. And I do have a straightener that I use for them. But I don't generally like to use that right off the bat. Usually do that at the end of the day when I'm finished. Some of these beads do not want to turn up the right way. That can be rather annoying. If you don't know what a straightener is, generally it just comes in and you can straighten up your lines a little bit so they sit in there right, look a little bit better. Sit a little more on the spot they're supposed to be, line up. Oh, and I was telling you about the one friend that I have that does a lot of these. She turns out 1 to 2 a week, sometimes 3 a week. Well, she also goes to the thrift store to find frames to put them in. Now, she doesn't put the glass in. She leaves them, glass out. But I did think that was interesting, learning how she does that. uses the glass, takes the glass out and just uses frames she gets at the Salivating Army or the Goodwill, whatever, wherever she's gone to get them. So that's always neat to see. Let's see. There's 3 together. Yep. Not picking up right. Well, come on. Get in there. Sometimes you just gotta start over and play it the hard way. Well, we're just not gonna we're just not gonna cooperate today, so we'll just do it the hard way. Do it a different way. Right? One by one. That's not gonna kill me either. That is the only thing that I don't like about the wax. Is sometimes different waxes are not as nice as the diamond dot waxes. So, and you just have to be careful. Of course, the good thing is you can get diamond dot wax at Hobby Lobby. I'm sure you can get it at Amazon. You know, Amazon's a great store for finding all kinds of things. But yeah, I've been enjoying doing the diamond painting. I just haven't had enough opportunity to get it done, to sit down and do it. And I thought, you know what, I might as well do it with you guys sitting here. I have a couple of different pens. This one I got on Etsy. I do have another pen over here. Now they do send these pens with the kits, and they're nice. But these are a little more ergonomic, and you know, you can add on the tips to them. This one has several tips. Has a big container of different tips that you can use. You can use the single tip for some of the other tips. I haven't used it as much. And these they easily just go in, they screw in. Which is nice. It's nice to use different tips. You screw off your tip and you put on your next tip, whichever you want. So it's really nice. It's a nice way to do things. Have some different ways to add your tips, those kind of things. This does have a square. Like I was saying, this does have a square end for squares, but then also has the round end, and then the different tips. Also, you know, you can add on different things into your tips. This is what you would use to straighten up your lines, which you would simply just place in, straighten them up so that they line up a little bit better. And I've done that in the past, but I generally don't worry too much about it. I'm too busy enjoying what I'm doing, you know? So yeah, I have a couple of those. They're nice to use. Very different. But yeah, it's a different way of doing the diamond dots. And gotta find what works for you if you are doing those. Like I said, I do enjoy it. You know, and they have you do the thing where you shake them around so you get them to where they're up on the right side so you can pick them up and put them in place. But yeah, I just think that if we're going to support one another, we support one another regardless what we do on our channels. And if you don't enjoy watching what that person is doing at that time, then move on to something else, you know? Life's too short to be mean and ugly. You know? It's kind of like, was it Granny D says? Don't be mean, don't be ugly. Let's be kind to one another. We need a lot more of it. We're all on some kind of journey. Some of us have a little harder path to follow than others. And some of us have it real easy going. But I do think, you know, as we get older, we find that there are challenges to just about everything we do. I was laughing the other day. I was talking. I said, you know, I don't know if I could get up off the floor. You know, if I were to just sit down on the floor. And the gals in the group were, you know, well, we'd help get you up, or we'd call somebody in that could get you up. And I started laughing. I said, yeah, it's what I always look forward to, having a fireman come give me a lift assist. Although nowadays firemen don't do that as often as what they used to do. In our area, they used to do it all the time. But that's another thing. In Pennsylvania, almost all of the fire departments are composed of volunteers. So you got to have some volunteers to man it when their call goes out. And sometimes there's not a volunteer to go do some lift assist because they work for a living, you know. I think they get paid maybe $200, you know, a month, if that. In fact, I'm not even sure they get paid that. But we were laughing about that. I said, yeah, I don't think I enjoy this getting older challenge. I sure wish somebody else would have told me to stop, not stop trying to be limber. You know, and we were laughing because I'd said, well, when my daughter had her babies, I went down to help with the babies. And when I was down there, I had to get down on the floor. Hadn't been on the floor for years. But you know what? I figured out how to get up and down off that floor. And then I stopped doing it. I got back home, stopped doing it, wasn't getting down on the floor with the babies. So, if you don't use it, you lose it. And that's where my son keeps telling me, Mom, you need to find some restorative yoga. Well, that's not always easy to do in this area, so, just haven't found anything yet. Well, let me put it this way. I did find some yoga that I thought about going to, but the fella, the Swarmy, whatever they call themselves, yogi, wanted $60 per lesson. And my son's like, oh, God, Mom, I do it here where I'm at. It's like $5 a session. So, yeah, getting old's not for the faint of heart, that's for sure. Then, of course, as we all have different health challenges, sometimes it's hard. Alright, guys, I'm going to let you go for now. I think I've chatted off your ear long enough, and I will continue to work on my cat area. This part is not got any glue, and generally when I get finished, I do cover it up with the plastic to help keep it nice and neat. And I have these little keepers that I use. These are cross-stitch keepers, and they have, like this one's got a back on it. I don't know where the back on this other one went to, but like they have little back magnets. They're magnets. So it's got two pieces to it, and you just put it, well, there went that one. And you just put it, and they click together, so yeah. That's kind of what I do with my little dragons. And, but yeah, I'm going to let you go. Talk to you later. And in the meantime, everybody, remember to be a little kinder to one another. Be kind to one another. Be kinder to yourself. And I'll see you again soon. Bye.